This little garden update here. Got things are growing like crazy. Here's my yellow squash plants. They doing good. Right over in here I got some spaghetti squash. You can see one right there. A couple other little ones in there on them spaghetti squash. Got one zucchini right over in here. We've picked a bunch off of these, but they still coming on. There's one right there. Cucumber trellis is just full to the top. You can see if I can get in here, you can see some of these. There's one right there hanging down through. Several of them actually. There's some right up in there. Works really nice. We've made, I can't even tell you how many quarts of pickles and pickle relish off of this trellis this year. It's just phenomenal. Tomatoes are just loaded. We just ain't had any heat. And you know, tomatoes has got to have heat. Let me go around this other side. Here's one of my Roma plants. Like I said, it's just loaded. But we got to get some heat to get these things to change. I've got a few red ones down here. That's on my purple tomatoes. I'm going to try and give you an idea of how well these tomatoes are. I'm going to try and stand next to it. Let's see if this works out here. So you can kind of see I'm 6 foot, and these things are every bit of that, 6 foot. There's one of my volunteers down there in the middle of the row. I just left him. There's some tomatoes on there too. I'm not certain which ones those were, but looks like here's one of my other ones. It's must have been my pineapple tomatoes that I had last year. They're loaded. Started cutting grass, and I've got straw down already, like I do every year, cardboard and then straw. And then I just start cutting my grass clippings, and I start laying them in between the rows for this compost gardening. I just spread it out and start putting more layers on. And then come this fall, I'll really make some more soil by putting those leaves on there after I chop them up. They're turning out really nice. Arissa, bless her heart, wanted to plant flowers. So here's her little garden. She's got a giant sunflower here and some morning glories. You can see one right there. Now, what the morning glory has attached to, she thought was a flower. I didn't have the heart to tell her it was a horseweed. But it does look kind of neat that the morning glory spiraled up that horseweed. And that sunflower head is up there on the very top. It's hard to see. It's not quite in full head yet. But I swear that top of that plant moves with the sun. When I come out in the evening, that dude will be over here towards the west. Right now it's pointing towards the east. So there's my farmer's field behind me here. Here's my beans. Usually by now I have already canned a bunch of beans. These are Kentucky Wonders. And if anybody's grown these, I need some info on these if you can help me out if you've grown them before. I don't know, maybe if they're just a long-term bean, you know, that takes a longer time to mature or what, but I'm kind of concerned about that. And here's some more beets left over. We've already put up a whole mess of sugar beets. We pulled some of those up. Some more beans. These guys here are ready to can. Right here. Starting to get a good pod on them. Good bean inside. Some up in here too. I don't know about the rest of you all, but I've had a horrible time with Japanese beetles. They have just eaten everything up. Here's some okra. And another volunteer tomato plant over here. Right there's some okra. I come out last night and cut some of these. You got to get them almost daily now. They're when they come on. Right out in front of us here, we've got watermelons. Right over here, I've got Charleston Gray right there, that big one. There's another one over here of that Charleston Gray. And this one right here looks like it's diseased. That's not diseased, that's actually Moons and Stars watermelons. They even have speckles on the leaves. So there's the row of okra. Here's another row of beets that are left over. I'm just leaving them in the ground. They weren't quite big enough, so I'm going to let them get a little bigger. And in the middle over here, I've got some tomatillo plants right there in these cages. And it worked out pretty nice. Not too many weeds come up because of the cardboard and such, but once you start growing watermelons and vining plants, they pretty much shade the ground, so none of that can come up anyways. And there's another tomatillo over there. These guys right here are my purple hull peas. We're gonna have to pick these pretty soon. You can see the holes on them are purple. That's why they call them that. They kind of put you in the mind of a black-eyed pea. That's what they kind of look like. Now they don't taste like a black-eyed pea. I don't think. I think they have a better flavor. You could almost eat them just like you do beans and cornbread. And here's some of my onions. My purple hull peas have kind of vined over onto them. Pull some of these back so we can see them. Got some pretty good sized onions there. And I got some bell peppers growing here. Over here. And here's one of those big weeds that I don't like. Break him off. Tried pulling him up there, and I'm afraid I'm going to pull the whole plant up. Yeah. Some banana peppers. Huh. Banana pepper, I didn't know that one there had a volunteer tomato plant in it too. That's crazy. Now this one row right here, it's all dug up. That was our garlic. I've already got it up and drying and hanging. And in about 2 more weeks I'll plant it. And here's some more peppers. This was a volunteer cantaloupe plant to come up. some more pepper plants. They're loaded up underneath these. If you get down underneath and look, they're loaded. I got a few Romas over there that's starting to turn red. They're looking pretty good. The last time I did a garden update, there's if I can zoom in on it, there's a spaghetti squash hanging off of it, vined up into my tomatoes. Anyways, the last time I was doing a garden update, I was building a little barn, and this is it. It's not completed yet. I got a friend of mine gonna come over today, and he's gonna help me finish roofing it. And I'm gonna get some. I think I'm gonna go with some metal siding on it, but it's 10 by 10 by 12, just something to put the garden stuff in. I built a little lean-to off of it so I could store some wood or stuff like that up under it, or garden tables, and hang my garlic and stuff up underneath there to dry. But it turned out pretty good. I've got some sugar snap peas down over here that's been doing pretty good. Let me walk that way. We've eaten and eat off of these things, and I didn't expect them to get this tall. They actually got taller than the trellis I made for them, so I guess next time I grow these I'm gonna have to make a taller trellis. I just got a piece of hog fencing here. I thought maybe that'd be tall enough, but I guess not. But you can see here's some more coming on. My wife was just out here the other day and picked a bunch of them. So, and this was supposed to be my collard greens. Like I said, the beetles would just eat them up, and I think it's because we had soybeans this year in the field behind us. Because I was kind of looking out through there the other day, and there are just tons of beetles out in there, and I think that's why. Because I don't remember it being that bad last year when we had corn. So, and then I got this other little plot up here. Which I'm gonna really have to figure out what I can and cannot grow in this little plot. This is just behind my deck. I've got right now this one right here. These are Hearts of Romaine lettuce. All of these are, but I don't know. The leaves on them are bitter. I was disappointed. They're nothing like what you buy in the store, you know. I know a lot of those that you buy in the store are grown with aquaponics, and that may have something to do with it, but and I also have these sugar snap peas vining up here on the trellis. And I had some pepper plants down on each end, but looks like I got a tomato that's growed up in the middle of this one. I put some onions in the boxes, and these are carrots in this glass container. I planted them real close to the edge of the glass to hopefully, so the kids, I did it for the kids. Okay, I did it for me, I'm sorry. But that way you could kind of see the carrot growing in there. They haven't made, I don't think they have, let me look. I got a couple in there that's starting to look like a carrot. But Anyways, I kind of hope that they would show up down along the side of this glass container. They haven't grown large enough yet. Got a little leaf lettuce up here in this one. Flash. There's old Flash doing his thing. My centinela plants. And I planted some cilantro in this little container. There's some lettuce over there. We've been eating off of it. And there's some onions in those. There's some more lettuce. Now this lettuce here is just leaf lettuce, and it's good. It's fine. That romaine lettuce is a little strong. So, alrighty, here's Angel's flowers. They looking pretty. That is the garden update. This is the Hoosier Gardener. Y'all have a good day. Lord bless.